Hi, I'm Niall from Gulfstream Boat Sales. This is a 2006 Bayliner 245 sports cruiser powered by a MerCruiser 5.7 litre V8 250 horsepower Bravo 3 stern drive. This is a boat that we've known for years. We have a lot of our clients keep coming back to us over the years to buy and sell their boats, and we consequently have a lot of boats that keep coming back over the years. So this is one of them. We first sold this boat in 2016. We've sold it on 3 previous occasions. I always love to see our boats coming back in because we know the history of them, we know they're good boats, we know they've been well looked after, and this is one of those boats. It's a really nice example of a Bayliner 245. We're going to walk around it now. We're going to show you the condition that it's in, show you all the features inside it, and hopefully help you to figure out whether this might be the right boat for you. The Bayliner 245 is a brilliant entry-level sports cruiser, whether you're buying your first boat or if you're moving up from a smaller boat, like a little bow rider or a sports cutty, but you want something you can stay on. This has accommodation for 4 inside, a really lovely cabin with high level windows so you can sleep 4 people in there. Has a proper little dinette, a nice little galley with cooking facilities and a fridge. You've got a walk-in heads compartment with shower facilities as well, and a lovely cockpit. You have full camper covers with this one as well as a storage cover. You can still put the boat on the trailer, so you can keep your marina costs low. You can get them into a shed for the winter. They're pretty low maintenance, low running costs. And being a Bayliner, they just work everything sort of well engineered, well put together. They're minimal of fuss to keep, to own and maintain, but you can still go away for long weekends on the water, spend the 2 or 3 nights on board with the family and really sample the cruising lifestyle. So that's why these 245s have always been such a popular boat. Every time we get them in, there's always a lot of people looking for them. So, and this is one that we've known, as I said, for years, and it's a really nice one. So that's why I was really keen to get it back on the books. Taking a look around the exterior of this one, has lovely blue hull color stripe. It's been anti-foiled in navy blue underneath. And the hull on this is really smart looking. Stainless steel bow rails, nice high bow rails up there. You get your anchor roller, 7.5 kilogram anchor, I think. You've got room to work with your chain locker and stuff up there. We'll take a look up on the bow in a wee minute. You get an aluminium rub rail with a PVC, black PVC insert. But the hull on this is really smart. One tiny little previous scratch here that was filled, but you really have to be looking hard to see that. And otherwise, the hull's in really nice shape. The hull color band looks good, the deck looks good. You've got a big chunky stainless steel midchips cleat. Aluminium windscreen surrounds in good condition. You get your Bayliner badge back here. Outlets for bilge pumps and things. You've got your stainless steel cleat here, big chunky cleats on these. 245 model identifier, shore power connection point, so you've got full 240 volt shore power. Engine room vents are good. One tiny little dink on the rub rail here, but super minor. And then the corner itself is in nice condition as well. The bow of the boat is also in good shape. Again, a couple of very minor little nicks out of the gel here and there, but nothing significant at all. And then taking a look down along the starboard side, it's also a really clean looking boat. Nice shine to the hull. Anti-fouling paint has been redone around the waterline here. You can see the underlying condition of the paint is good as well. Back here where we've just sort of anti-fouled up to the start of the trailer bunks. Hull's good. Rub rails are good. We do have fender baskets for the rails as well, which we always take those off because I think you give you a better look at the boat, but they're there, they're going with it. So if you want those fender baskets back on, they're handy for storing your fenders up on the deck. Rub rails in good shape up along here. You've got your horn there underneath that cover. Again, a little minor scratch here, but it's not through the gel or anything. You probably could put a wee bit of colored gel on that to take your eye away from it. Other than that, the rest of this side is almost blemish free. High level windows in the cabin are good. You've got a opening porthole into the heads compartment here. All your little stainless steel drains and vents and things are all in good shape. Midships cleat, windscreen surround looks good on this side. Bayliner badge is good. One tiny little bit missing on the R. Engine room vents, VHF antenna, which is folded down there. You get your 245 model identifier, fuel filler, deck vents, or tank vents I should say. chunky cleat on this side, and then the rub rail on this side is also in perfect condition. This is really nice boat around the exterior. 245 is 24 foot long with a beam of 8 foot 6 inches, so nice wide beam but still trailerable. You got a full width swim platform across the stern, but before we take a look up at that, we'll have a look below the waterline. So 16-degree dead rise in the transom, so they are nice handling boat even in choppier weather. I think this one might actually be category B rated, possibly something. I'll need to check it on the builder's plate, but some of the earlier ones were quite a high rating on the CE Cat. But anyway, this one's powered by a 5.7 litre MerCruiser V8 TKS, so carburetor one, matched up to this Bravo 3 stern drive. And this boat was a stock boat of ours at the start of last season, 2023. And at that time, we went through it, did a full major service, done the bellows, full engine service, full drive service, the works, and there'll be records for all of that. So you can see here that the bellows are still looking like brand new. They've only had 2 seasons just, got the exhaust boot on there. All nicely anti-fouled. Anodes are freshwater anodes here because the boat's been on the lake, so they're all still in pretty good condition. We've got 20-inch pitch propellers, which are in good condition as well. Steering pin, everything on this drive is really good. This boat is really, really nice mechanically. Running great as well. Trim tabs as well for controlling your running angle, and a crosswind depth sounder there. Another one here. And yeah, everything below the waterline looks really good. One quick comment on the mechanical and sort of general cosmetic condition of this boat is it is exceptional. For a 2006 boat, there are very few in this condition. If you've been looking for a boat for a while, been trawling the private listings and things, you'll know if you've physically gone and looked at a lot of the boats that are available, you'll know how rare it is to find one that is really on point or as clean as this one is. Mechanically, this is A1. The fact it was a stock boat of ours in 2023, I think makes a big difference because we don't spare any expense whenever we're preparing our boats. Whatever needs done, we do it. We're looking to future-proof it for the next 4 to 5 years for the owners. This owner, it's turned out he's only used it for 2 seasons and it's on the market again due to changing circumstances. But the benefit for you is that this boat had a full sort of stock boat preparation done. Engine and drive are perfect. The boat is really mint. It certainly is a cut above the vast majority of stuff you'll see advertised online at this this end of the market. So keep that in mind if you are comparing it against other boats. So stepping on board, it's really easy to get board the boat from either side or the aft end if you're tied up along the jetty with a full width swim platform. We've got this big chunky stainless steel handrail across the transom as well, and an opening gate into the cockpit. You'll notice that this boat has been fitted with a brand new permateak. It's like synthetic teak decking. It's grey and black caulk lines. It goes all the way through the cockpit, including the little side steps where you're stepping up onto the gunnels, the steps up onto the foredeck as well. It's nicely done, and it really does set the boat off, kind of modernizes it a wee bit as well. So that's all brand new in 2023. A couple other things to point out before we go through. We've got a ski towing eye on this boat. This Bayliner 245 with that sort of 5.7 litre V8 is the torquiest one I've ever driven. It's on the plane in a heartbeat. There's stacks of grunt, which means you can do water sports with it. You can pull the kids on water toys and towables or wakeboards. You can even pull them on skis as well. So you get your ski towing eye there. Socket for your anchor light. And we've got our fill points here for your water tank, and you get your waste pump out point there as well. There is a holding tank. I think there's a macerator on it as well for pumping overboard. Lockable gate, which is great for keeping kids and pets inside. And then just one step up into the cockpit. It's all single level floor inside the cockpit here. When you step on board, when you're boarding the boat at the weekend or whatever for the first time, you head in here and turn on your battery isolator switch. So you have 4-position isolator switch. So 2 batteries means you can save one for engine starting if you are staying on board overnight. That just turns the stereo on. We'll just turn the stereo off. Remote control on the dash there. And I just wanted to turn on these cockpit lights. So these are your nice little LEDs, nice bright LEDs back here. So you can illuminate the cockpit after dark. Don't think there's any up forward, just these ones at the back. So the back end of the cockpit, we've got a table from the cabin that you can mount here. So you can sit 4 people around the table. back here. This bench seat folds down completely flat against the transom. If you check out the photographs, you'll see how that works. That can fold down completely flat, so that if you are, if you're fishing off the boat, or if you're using it for water sports, you just want extra deck space back here, you can totally open that area up. And then we've got this little convertible seat lounger on the port side, so you can flip the backrest that way, and that gives you seating for 3 or 4 people, tucked in behind the windscreen, right opposite the helmsman. So whenever you're underway, you can sit up, have a conversation with the helmsman, and see where you're going and get a bit more protection from the elements, even if you have all the covers off. We've got the covers folded up in the bimini boots now at the minute. We will later on open those up and put on the camper covers to show you how they work as well. We've got a transom shower over here, hot and cold running water, so you can rinse off after a swim, or if you're coming in from a bit of skiing. Stereo speakers back here. We've got that lockable door, storage underneath the helm seat, and where the battery isolator switches are. Helm seat's adjustable fore and aft, and then a really nice helm station, which we'll take a look around in a minute. All the upholstery in this boat is completely original, and it's all in really nice condition. It shows how well the boat has been looked after. A couple of wee minor nicks in it here and there. This bit here, especially if you've got the seat slid back, can be a bit of a pinch point. If you keep the seat slid forward, you've got a good bit of room there, but sometimes people leave it slid back and you can sort of brush past it. So a couple of minor nicks here and there. There's a wee tiny one there as well. But, for an 06 boat, it's exceptionally clean. A couple of other storage areas I just want to point out quickly as well are in this pocket in here, which is actually quite deep. So you have a stack of room in there, all fiberglass lined, for storing bits and pieces. You could put a coal box or something in there if you wanted to. And then in the actual transom itself, that's the back of your ski towing eye, but you've also got storage up in there, which you could fire in fenders or dock lines as well. So good bit of storage around the aft end of the cockpit. Up onto the foredeck is via these molded in steps, which again have that wee bit of permateak decking on them. You fold the windscreen open, so we standoff bracket holds it open there, and then you walk on top of this door into the cabin. It's all molded non-skid up here, so you can move around here safely. You could fire towels down, use it as a bit of a sun lounger if you want to. You can get up to this little flat area up forward, where you can work with your chain locker there, manually raise and lower the anchor. Navigation lights, fair leads here for your forward cleat as well. Bow rails all nice and straight, everything's in good condition. And a nice usable foredeck for a bit of sun lounging, or some people even get cushions made up right here as well. Windscreen surround, you can get a proper look at it. It's all in nice condition up here as well. Again, this boat has spent the majority of its life in fresh water, which means there's very little in the way of saltwater corrosion issues. Things like this is an anodized frame on the windscreens. If that boat's been in the sea its entire life, it all starts to bubble and flake off and things. But because this one's been primarily fresh water, it's all in really nice condition. So let's take a look at the helm station. As I said, that helm seat you can adjust fore and aft. You get a nice raised footrest down here, and you have another higher one up there. And then we've got a 5-position tilt adjust steering wheel, so really easy to get a comfortable steering position. Throttle and shift lever falls easily to hand here at the right hand side, and you have a ledge to rest your elbow on. And then we'll take a look around the dash. There is a sea trial video of this boat on our website, and I'm pretty sure I went through most of the stuff on that, so I'll not bore you with too much detail here. But we've got a good set of electronics on this one. Garmin EchoMap 50S, that's a combination chart plotter and fish finder. That kind of supersedes, this is an older Navman fish finder only, which it is turning on, but the screen is very dull on that at the moment. But because you got the younger Garmin, it kind of supersedes that. So if it was me, I'd probably just remove that now at this stage. We've got a digital depth sounder, factory digital depth sounder on the dash as well. Just gives your depth and feet onto the keel. This is a full on kind of chart plotter and fish finder depth sounder. Full range of marine instrumentation, which is all working. Remote control for the stereo, which we saw earlier. The head unit. Head unit lives down in the cabin. And then all your switch gear here for your horn, aft bilge pump, forward bilge pump, blower motor, accessory power is powering these electronics as far as I know. Cockpit lights, which we've seen, anchor light, navigation lights, windscreen wiper, big wiper on these, pantograph wiper as well, twin arm, and then controls for your trim tabs and a VHF, Navman VHF radio. Fuse or circuit breakers I should say down here, so if anything pops you don't have to go hunting for a fuse box. Switches for your macerator pump here, these two switches for your macerator pump, and there's your CE plate. And as you can see, it actually is a category B. I was saying that earlier. So some of these early Bayliner 245s were Cat B, which is like an offshore rating. So some of the later ones then were Cat C. I don't know whether they maybe changed the rating system, but it just goes to show you how well built these things are. That is a category B cruiser designed to go further offshore and handle choppier conditions. So they are a very capable boat. Great helm. If you are using it at sea, you've got the chart plotter, the VHF radio, you know, all the electronics you could really need on a boat like this. Similarly, it's ideally suited to cruising around the lakes. This one has spent most of its life around the lakes of Fermanagh here in Northern Ireland. We've got a cup holder here and a 12-volt power socket right beside it, so you can charge your phone there as well. So really nice helm station. Check out the sea trial video on this page of our website, the Bayliner 245 page of our website, and we'll link it to the YouTube description as well, so you can see exactly how this boat performs on the way. But it's a really nice running boat and it goes great with that 5.7 litre TKS engine. You'll also notice going through that everything works. And again, if you've looked at a lot of boats of this generation, you'll find that there's quite often a lot of stuff that doesn't work. I would say the reason this one works is, aside from the fact it's been well cared for and well looked after throughout its life, the fact it was a stock boat of ours last year, that means that we make sure everything works before we sell them. So every single switch, every instrument has got to work on all our stock boats, and that's why everything in this one is working perfectly. Just something else to think about if you're comparing this to other boats. Access into the cabin is via this split opening door. So the top lifts up. You can lock this closed as well, so it keeps your valuables and everything safe inside. And then nice wide entryway into this cabin. There's 3 steps down. Fairly conventional layout in the cabin here, with your galley on the port side, forward V-berth dinette area, and a closed heads compartment on the starboard side. And we also have a very spacious aft cabin with twin berth in there as well. So conventional layout, but it is extremely impressive how much volume there is, how much space there is in here. For only a 24-foot hull, it is a really nice, spacious and usable cabin area. So taking a look at the galley first of all, for a 24-footer, it's a really good sized galley. So nice deep sink, pull out tap with hot and cold running water. You have an alcohol or electric stove that looks like it's never been used. So you can use that with cooking alcohol or whenever you're plugged into shore power electricity. Let's just turn, so we've got our shore power panel here. So we're plugged in and the AC main switch is on. We've got our battery charger running. Let's also put on, well, that's the range, that's the hob we looked at, and the microwave sockets. So there's your microwave oven. It is missing a wee tray now, to be fair, but it's there and working. So there we go. So that's your microwave. We have our 12-volt fridge. So this fridge works on 12 volts or 240 volts. You can hear it running there. I've just switched it on. So even if you're out and away from shore power, you can still keep your fridge running and cool. We've got storage in underneath here, a couple of shelves, another storage compartment here, nice tall one with a wee hook if you want to hang a bag or something there. This is the head unit for the stereo, so you can control that from here or upstairs, as we saw. It's the original one to the boat, and I would leave it in probably because you have the remote on the dash and it's all working, but it's a, you know, old school CD player. But you could upgrade that to a Bluetooth if you wanted, or just carry one of those Bluetooth speakers. Bit of storage in there as well. Storage along the top, as we saw sample piece of the permit teak decking, and your shore power panel. Storage bag here as well. And one of the nice things about the cabin on the 245 is that whenever you're standing at the galley, if you're down here preparing a meal or something, you can see out with these nice high level windows. so you get great visibility and lots of natural light down in here as well. You've also got that opening deck hatch up forward. So it really does make this a nice cabin to spend time in. It's not just a crawl-in space, it's a proper little live-aboard cabin. And for my money, I think it's the best cabin you'll find on a boat of this size. It always, for me, it always has been the 245 Bayliner. If you're looking for a 24-foot sports cruiser, they don't come with cabins any nicer than this. Little bit of proper teak flooring at the galley as well, which is nice, and then carpet everywhere else. All the original upholstery in here, original materials. This is a lovely spacious dinette. You'll sit 4 or 5 people around the table there, no problem at all. And at night time, take the table away, filler cushion goes in here, and it's a nice big double bed. There's stacks of storage up around the back of the seats there for firing bags and stuff. There's a really big bit of space up there. That's the mosquito net off the overhead hatch. Everything is working perfectly as well. And the other thing about this is there's absolutely tons of headroom, even up to the very front seat. So stacks of headroom in here, and it really does feel like a nice, bright and spacious cabin. A couple of other things to point out. We have a hanging rail here, so, and a little bungee, so if you've got jackets and things hanging there, you can clip it round so they're not swinging around. We've got 240-volt sockets over here, 12-volt socket as well. Light switches for the galley, and this forward, these downlighters up forward. Little curtains to screen off the windows at night time. And yeah, the upholstery and everything is perfect. Headliners are perfect. Stereo speakers up there. There's storage underneath all these cushions as well. We've got mats in there. Storage underneath this one, and storage underneath the big one here as well. It can be a wee bit awkward to get out sometimes. There you go. So stacks of storage space as well for carrying all your, packing all your overnight bags and gear away out of the way. Taking a look at the aft cabin area, that's your steps down, and we got this little step light too. You have a bin there as well, I forgot to show you that. A removable bin, and you can access in underneath there, or in here, your shower sump. So for maintenance access, you got access to your shower sump and your seacocks for the toilet system as well. And then a nice wide entry into the aft cabin area. So we've got a couple of overhead lights in here, the head of the bed and the foot of the bed. We've got an opening porthole out into the cockpit with a little screen curtain. Nice upholstered headrest, bit of storage behind that, and your filler cushions here and filler pieces for the V-berth. So they slot in that area, and then those are your cushions, and they're all in perfect condition as well. This is the original mattress, all the original headlining, all really nice and clean and tidy and fresh. Yeah, this boat has been really well cared for over the years, and it shows. Really nice cabin and beautiful condition throughout. And then this is the access into the heads compartment. Again, for a 24-footer, a really spacious heads compartment, fully lined and drained, so you can use it as a shower stall. The tap head lifts out hot and cold water here as well, so that lifts up. You can hook it up here, and you can pull the shower curtain across the door. Water drains in there. There's a shower sump that pumps it out. Proper pump out Jabsco sea toilet as well. That empties into a holding tank, and then there's a macerator or a waste pump out on the deck for emptying your tank. Bit of storage underneath there, and nice wee sink, opening porthole, and a little light, window, sorry, I should say, fixed window up there for a bit of extra natural light. So there you go. Great heads compartment. It means that you can go away for weekends, extended stays in the water, and you've got good toilet and shower facilities on board. We've taken the opportunity to put the camper covers up as well and show you what they look like from the inside for to begin with. So forward bimini, 2 bimini sections. You've got the forward section and the aft section. They go all the way to the back of the transom, so you don't lose any headroom. You don't lose any sitting headroom back here. We've got the zip-in curtains all the way around, 2 side panels, forward screen and rear screen. You can roll up that center section of the forward screen so you can get access out on the foredeck. You can roll up both sections of the back screen. You just roll this one up for leaving your access at the door. If it's a nice day and you want the air blowing through, you see you've got these straps hanging down, so you can roll these up and just clip them up without having to take the panels out completely. But nice bit of tension in the roof. It's all nice and clean, tidy. All the zips and everything are working, all the clips and catches are working. And again, it just means if you're using this boat as kind of like a liverboard or a weekend getaway boat, you can leave the covers up, and it means that all this internal space becomes sort of living space whenever you're on board for the weekend. Similarly, if you're using it more as a day boat, you can pack all these away, keep them inside, roll the biminis up like we had them earlier, and just use your flat tonneau cover for storage whenever you're away from the boat. So the fact you've got both sets of covers of this boat is a really nice feature. Engine access on the boat's really straightforward. You just make sure that the table is not in position, but you can leave that back seat set up like that, and onto the two catches, and it lifts up, hatch lifts up on two gas struts. And then once that's up, you've got great access into this the engine bay. Got the MerCruiser 5.7 litre TKS turnkey start carburetor version V8 engine, so slightly bigger capacity than the standard 5 litre that you find in a lot of these 245s, which gives it extra low end torque and grunt for getting it up on plane quickly. And the TKS means that it's a carburetor engine, so that's an alternative to your MPI engines. I find that as these boats get older, the carb engines are a hell of a lot easier to keep running sweetly than the MPIs. Reason being is there's a lot less electronics involved with them, so you don't have harnesses, you don't have connection issues with those, you don't have sensor issues. This is just a really straightforward, low technology engine, but because it's the 5.7, there's stacks of grunt there as well. So it's got 250 horsepower as opposed to 260 with the MPI, but a more low end torque. So for me, this is, if I had the choice between a 5.7 carb or a 250 horsepower or an MPI 5 litre at 260 horsepower, I would take the 5.7 TKS all day long. Admittedly, whenever they were brand new, people would have preferred the MPIs because it's, it is the higher technology engine, and when everything was brand new, they were the ones to have. But as they get older, this is an easier engine to live with, to service and maintain. This one has been extremely well serviced throughout its life. As I said, last season, 2023, we went through it with a fine tooth comb, did everything, and it's absolutely running a dream, starting on the button. And as you see from our sea trail video, if you want to check that out, it is running really nicely indeed. A couple other things to point out down here. We've got our twin battery system over here, 2 batteries. We've got our calorifier there, plumbed into the engine. So whenever you're running the engine, that'll heat the water, as well as the standard immersion heater that comes in there. You get your power trim fluid reservoir in the back corner on the port side. You've got your boat leveler system, that's the trim tabs, a reservoir for that. We've got our holding tank here and our fresh water tank. Engine blower motor. We've got macerator pump in there, lives up in there. Fire extinguisher system, plastic fuel tank, which is good as well. Easy to get at the fuel sender and stuff. And your battery charger with a red light on it over there. So everything in here is really neat and tidy, all totally factory original, and in great condition throughout. Mechanically, this boat is A1. There's how the boat looks from the outside with the camper covers up, so they're in great shape and all clipped and zipped properly. This boat comes complete with this trailer that you see it sitting on here. So this is an American, this is actually would have been the factory original trailer for this boat, Bayliner 245 trailer. It is braked, but it's the American system. It's not the cable brakes, doesn't have the parking brake. So they are classed as a launching trailer in this part of the world, but galvanized frame, rated to carry the weight of the boat, perfect for launch and recovery and storing it ashore over the winter, and it is included in the advertised asking price. So there you have it. That's our 2006 Bayliner 245 with the MerCruiser 5.7 litre. Hopefully it's apparent from watching the video that it is a really nice example of one of these 245s, a very straight boat, one we've known the history of for a long time. It's on the button, everything about it is as close to perfect as they get in my view, and it's a lovely spec with the camper covers, the tonneau cover, the trailer included, the Garmin GPS, chart plotter, fish finder, shore power system. It's a really nice spec one with that flexi teak or synthetic teak decking as well. It really looks the part. And yeah, it's ready to go to her new home for the 2025 season. Hopefully you like the boat as much as I do. If you are keen on it, if you want to have a chat about it, if you want to talk about logistics of getting it delivered to your home marina, or if you want to talk about a trade-in, part exchange, the best way to do that is by contacting me on the number at the top of our website, or you can send me an email to sales@gulfstreamshop.com, or you can fill out the callback request form on this page of our website, and I will contact you at a time that's convenient. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video. I hope you found it useful.